past century or so of cinema, with the growth and development of our wider society, there has been an increased representation for minority audiences who would have otherwise been othered by media on display. To discuss the argument of Barbara Mennel, I look to horror, a genre called by Michael Varrati as our genre. To make a measurable comparison, I will be using the vampire hit for Universal 1936's Dracula's Daughter and the 2009 20th Century Fox now cult classic Jennifer's Body, and how horror looks into the Sapphic romantic undertones where we have improved and where we need to work in future. Barbara Creed's The Monstrous Feminine discusses both vampiric characters and woman possessed as legitimizing feminine behaviour deemed uncouth, yet perversely appealing, stating that there is a push for the normalcy of patriarchy trying to overcome the inability to control the rebellious woman, or more important to them, her body. Creed's writing compares femme vampire stories with the novel Carmilla and names Dracula's Daughter and states a low-key encounter that suggests lesbian desire. This desire could be seen in the scenes where Countess Maria Zaleska brings Lily to her studio and undress, or as Janet is taken to Transylvania and Maria seemingly moves in for a kiss but is interrupted. The reading of these scenes and looking at the culture of the time around what was described as sexual deviance, we can understand why so many of Zaleska's motivations are about trying to cure an aberrant nature, as aversion therapy, a predecessor to the queer torture by religious bodies known as conversion therapy, was common at the time. Alan Turing would be jailed and castrated for homosexuality 2 decades later, and repression of queer people was already expanding across Nazi and Axis territories that was not opposed by later Allied lands either. These same attitudes play into what would be seen as subtextual sexual predation enacted by Zaleska. She brings women to a studio with the assistance of a man using his physical presence to threaten them into compliance, finding women like Lily who seem to be down on their luck, or picking Janet who has been left alone with her and using Sandor to physically kidnap her. In contrast, Jennifer's Body, which has had 70 years of social progress behind it, shows the Sapphic romance in a more welcoming light.
We're totally lesbi-gay.
Both Needy and Jennifer seem more focused outwardly into falling into the heteronormative and specifically compulsory heterosexual ideas of their time, their interest in one another being subtle in body language and longing looks. However, Jennifer is shown to be more liberated sexually and showing her bisexuality by making direct contact with Needy's chest, as well as playing with the bartender, who is shown in the next shot to be a woman. Needy is more reclusive sexually, claiming purity for Jennifer and herself, seemingly shy and disgusted by Jennifer's direct jokes about sex with men, or sensing Jennifer whenever she arrives. After her ordeal and transformation, Jennifer is turned up to 1,000,000. Her flirtation is more obvious and direct, her disgust at Needy and Chip's intimacy is louder, but throughout it all she is shown to never hurt Needy and curbing the demon inside her until their breakup. The scene of Needy's revelation to Jennifer's nature is referred to as the breakup scene because throughout the film the audience are given several hints of a deeper relationship, be it a down-low romantic relationship or what is referred to as a sapphic friendship, where queer and romantic undertones can fit in a traditional friendship. These come in the forms of Jennifer returning to Needy first after her ordeal, seeing her as the safest, not parents or people who could do something about her experience like police, but approaching like one would a spouse or partner. Flashbacks to their youth showing that they will keep a secret for one another, never outing the other to a parent. Jennifer only pursues Colin and Chip when Needy shows any kind of admiration for them or gives them attention that she craves from Needy. Jennifer has several elements of mirroring behaviours with Needy that her boyfriend Chip does, which when paired with Needy's comment that her and Jennifer have things in common, implies that the only reason she is not in a relationship with Jennifer is because she's got to complete a heterosexual relationship. When Jennifer asks Jonas to feel her heart, the central focus of the frame is on her matching necklace with Needy. This necklace as well being what Jennifer sees as her heart in the final conflict, both in her inability to levitate after it is removed and her comment that she was stabbed in the tit, not her heart, as that was already thrown away. Mimicking the words of Barbara Creed, Jennifer presents a contrast to sexual contact with Needy to that of Needy and Chip. Jennifer's moment with Needy is tender, gentle, focused on always allowing Needy to chase should she want to, and there is no direct contact. It's always more chaste in these regards, more playful. In contrast, Chip is shown to be very direct with his motions, as if staking a claim to Needy's body. Having looked at where these films differ in the progress made, I feel it prudent to discuss the similarities of the two films where the filmmakers, even in horror, have strides to make. Both films feature an act similar to the staking of Lucy in the original Dracula novel. In Dracula's Daughter, this is shown with the arrow fired by a man into Zaleska's chest. Meanwhile, in Jennifer's Body, there is the first being Chip's impaling of Jennifer in the pool. However, the final conflict and Jennifer's demise comes with a fight that, although connecting with a lot of lesbian inferences and body positioning, comes with a picaristic, almost orgasmic sigh in dismount. The sexuality-infused need to correct the monster for normality to resume, and the morally degenerate actors are brought to a sense of justice, shows that for all our self-perceived progress, we are still living with a very conservative outlook on the possibilities of our representation in this media.
We can play boyfriend-girlfriend like we used to.